April 95 and 442 sit down with one of my favourite football people ever, the late, the great Bobby Robson. At this point, he'd taken England to a World Cup semi-final, won trophies in England with Ipswich and abroad, and was coaching FC Porto after being sacked by Sporting Lisbon. Who sacked Bobby Robson? Talking about that dismissal, he says, "I lost one match in Europe, came back, and 48 hours later, they sacked me." Then comes the most Bobby Robson response imaginable. "I accepted his decision, but I didn't respect it." No rant, no bitterness, just Bobby politely telling you he thought they'd got it completely wrong. And they had. What I also love about this interview, though, is how much he clearly loves football. There is a lot of love and a lot of football. At one point he says, "I need football. It's a drug to me, the right drug." Then he explains why. "I love football. I love the unpredictability of it. And I love the athleticism and the beauty of it sometimes and the ruggedness of it. I fell in love with the game when I was a kid, and it's been that constant love affair." This is a man who absolutely loves football. He also talks about the difference between being a manager and being a coach. And his main selling point seems to be that he can skive off whenever he wants. "My job is to be with the players, not sitting in an office talking to the secretary." How rude. He goes on to explain that if he decides not to train one afternoon, he can just go home. No paperwork, no administration, no meetings. He makes being a football manager sound less like football and more like working for the council. My favourite section in the whole interview, though, comes when he starts talking about England. 5 years after Italia 90, he's still thinking about it. He's still measuring the distance between success and failure in inches. Talking about Chris Waddle's penalty, he spreads his hands apart and explains how close England were to reaching the final. Then comes a lovely line. "You might have fancied us against Argentina." Every England fan watching this immediately starts thinking the same. What if? And yeah, we would have beaten Argentina. He admits he would have taken another 4 years as England manager if it had been offered, but it wasn't. Instead, he talks warmly about Terry Venables and even says if Terry ever wanted advice, he'd be the first in the taxi because it's for your country. Really randomly, he'd even seen Terry Venables the night before this interview at what the article describes as an international coaching talk fest. An international coaching talk fest. That might be the most 1995 sentence in the entire magazine. Then right at the end, he reveals Bobby Robson's one remaining ambition. "If you ask me what my one wish would be, it would be to go back to England and in one mad great year take over one club and win the championship, and I'd feel, well, I'd done it. Not the European Cup, not the World Cup, just one brilliant season in England." Reading it back now,